Hello, there are some important points worth mentioning when dealing with CSS floats. Uh, just a few things to note. Uh, I'm gonna demonstrate three examples of CSS floats or how they can be used. Just they're all pretty straightforward, but I thought it would be good just to revisit the floats and its basic behavior. I'm sure you guys can dig into CSS specification if you need to know more. So basic behavior CSS floats is that the floated element is removed from the normal flow of the document and other content wraps around it or floats around this floated element. And this behavior not only applies to floated images but also applies to floated, because we can float a paragraph, for example, or we can float a list. So in this example, we float an image. Let's take a look at the markup. Uh, so I have a just main, I have h1, and I have p. With I intentionally like put more text there, so you can see that it wraps around the image. And inside p, I have image, which I also gave the height and the width. And we have a very simple rule here, float left, and I give it margin 1 am on the right. So let's see here. Okay, so yeah, it's float left and this margin, and yeah, just to demonstrate the behavior. So yeah, as you can see, it wraps around the image, the text, um, and also important point is that floated element generates a block level box. So this applies to inline elements as well, which is like an image, or it can be a link. So here we have an image, and let's just check what happens just inspect this. I'm just gonna make it smaller. Okay, so this is our image. That's the paragraph and that's the image. So I'm just gonna click here and then go to computed value. As you can see here, it's selected here, so this is our image. And then in the computed value, we can see that it's floated left, and the display property resolves to block. So it became the block level element. It's block. Okay, so that's the image. Also, second example on that, just to demonstrate that we can do with a paragraph. And again, it can be used for styling purposes if you need to do so. Just if you need to float the paragraph for some reason. Okay, I have my markup here. Just gonna copy and paste. So it's three paragraph, 1, 2, 3, and my CSS for this would be this one. Okay, also very straightforward, three paragraphs, and we're floating the second one. So from the markup standpoint, we have main, which contains h1 and then 3p, like 1, 2, 3, three paragraphs, and we're using this nth-child selector to select the third child of the main, which will be the second paragraph here. And we give it the float right, and just the width, just to demonstrate. Let's see what happens. Okay, so this is our second paragraph, and it's floated right, so you have this effect of kind of like moving paragraph to the right. It becomes like, for I don't know, if you need to use this, you can use you can float the paragraph for any reason that you think it may be like useful in your design. So it's a floated paragraph, but let's just get back to those rules. Okay, so what we can see. Oh yeah, so to demonstrate that, also one of the rules it says that margins on the floated elements and the adjacent element margin do not collapse, if any. What it means is, if, just to demonstrate, if for example this paragraph, like this paragraph already has some margins, so I think it's 1 em, yeah, it's top, bottom, left, right. I think it's top and bottom, left, right. Let me check. I already forgot, like margin shorthand. I keep forgetting this. Just okay. So it's top margin 25, right, left, and bottom. So it's left and right same value. So this is left and right, top and bottom. So it's left and right then. Okay. But yes, if we give the margin of to our p elements, like p, say let's do maybe like margin, say like margin bottom, like 1 em. Oops. And this we can change, I don't know, let's do like, I think it's 2, let's just do 2 em. So it's gonna be top, bottom, left, right, I think, something. Let's go top, bottom, left, right, yes. So this is top, bottom 2 em, and then left, right 1 em, and then we give margin bottom on the p. And this is, doesn't matter, just to demonstrate. Okay, so what we can do, again, as you can see, we have our first p, which has a margin, and so first p has a margin, and I'm just gonna move this here just to see, just to demonstrate. This is our first p. You see this area, I don't know, it's kind of some shade of, I don't know what this color called. Yeah, it has a margin, and then also our paragraph has a margin. So the floated one, that's a floated, and then this is the, as you see floated has margin, and then this one has a margin, so they don't collapse. So basically this is a important thing to note. And the last one is floated list. So we can also float lists if we need to. And let's see, I already have this here. Just gonna copy and paste. Okay, main list. Okay, just gonna take my CSS. Yeah, with this one there's no image. I'm just gonna leave it there because it's not gonna affect anyway, I think. Okay, so yeah, so we have a list here which we float right, gave it a width and some margin and just some background color to demonstrate and see what happens. Okay, yeah, so we can float the list. You see, it's also, and yeah, let's check what's on this. What kind of element it resolves to, the list. So this is our list. Just out of curiosity. So yeah, list also it's a block level, and we float. So basically, we can float lists if we need to. Again, but I don't know of when you would need to float list, but I think it's useful. Just can be useful for your designs as well if you need to do so. But yeah, that's all I wanted to share with you guys. And as always, thank you for watching.